Hi, it's Jason. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working on 2016 Chevy Silverado. His brake pedal is really hard. I'm going to be showing you how to fix this. The root cause of this is going to be his vacuum pump. GM has a special coverage warranty on these vacuum pumps. I believe up to between 100,000 to 150,000 miles. So let's get into this video. Please move that like button, subscribe down below. Let's get started. So here's my truck. Like I said, he has a very hard brake pedal, and that is because of his vacuum pump, which is this guy right here. So what we're first going to do is get this air cleaner, the air intake off. Remember, these are push tabs right here. You push in and they'll pull out. Get those two off. Get this this clamp off right here and this clamp off right here. Okay, this will pull out of the way. Next step we're going to be doing is use a 1/2-inch wrench, and we're going to take this dry belt off right here. Okay, now that we got this dry belt off, where the vacuum pump is located is on your driver's side, right down here. There's your vacuum pump right there. What we're going to do next is cut that belt off. When you replace these vacuum pumps, you always want to replace the belt with it. So just grab your cutters, cut that belt off. Make sure not to cut the AC belt off. So cut that belt off, and then I'll show you how to get this AC belt off, because we're going to be reusing that. Okay, now we got that belt cut off. What we're going to do is stick a screwdriver in here, kind of fold this belt over, and we're going to turn our wrench right here with a 24mm socket on it. We're going to turn it clockwise with this in there, and we're going to follow around this pulley until this AC belt works its way off. Okay, now we got the AC belt off. We're going to come over here to the brake booster. We're going to unplug the pressure sensor. We're going to pull this out easily, and then down here there is a clip. So I'm going to pull this shield back. We're going to spread the clip and push down. Push down, you'll hear it click, and then it'll just pull out of the way. Use your cutters right here, pull this little clip out, and this whole brake booster hose will come off. Okay, we get this loose, we're going to pull it out of the way. What we're going to do next is right here on this harness wire, there's a 10mm screw here. On this backside there's a 13mm screw here. We're going to get this off so we can move this wire around. And then also what we're going to take off is down there by where we unplugged it at. There is a 13mm nut to the ground wires. We are also going to take that out too, so we can move this cable around. Okay, now that we got those out and this out, this wire down here, there's one more step we need to do, and it is right down here, right there. Here, let me move this wire out of the way. Right down there is a little clamp on the side. What we're going to do is stick our pry bar in there and kind of turn it to get that wire off. Now, as you can see, the whole wiring harness is loose, because we're going to have to slide this out of the way to get the vacuum pump out through here. So our next step, we're going to need to take this 15mm bolt out right here to the intermediate drive shaft, and down here there's an 11mm bolt in this way to the drive shaft. So get this bolt out, get that bolt out, and then I'll show you how to get this drive shaft out. Okay, I got that bolt out down there. Get this bolt out right here. Next, what we're going to do to get this drive shaft out is right here. You are going to wiggle and push up, and it should slide in. And then once you get those two bolts out, like I was talking about, just wiggle this, and there you go. The whole intermediate drive shaft comes out. We're going to set that aside. And then our next step is down there, this vacuum pump. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 13mm bolts that we are going to need to get out. What I use to get these out is a 13mm wobble socket and a 3-inch extension. If you do not have that tool, you can use an extension with the wobble on it and a 13mm, or a 13mm and one of these wobblers. So let's get down there and get those 4 bolts out. And as you can see on my new vacuum pump, right there is where the bolts are located into the block. So these 2 back here we're gonna have to almost take out blindly. Just feel around to put the socket on it and spin them out. Yeah, I'm on top of the motor right now. I'm gonna show you guys a trick. How I see those 2 inside ones is on cylinder number 3. You can see it right there. I kind of look in between and I can see that bottom bolt, and the top bolt is just right above it. So that's just a trick on getting those bolts out. And of course these bolts are pretty easy to get to. Okay, now I got all 4 bolts out. We're gonna move this wire out of the way. We're gonna lift up on the pump and it should come right out of here, as long as we ain't connected on no lines. There we go. See, this is my old pump right here. Also important on the block, do not forget to take this gasket off. If you double gasket it, it will leak oil. And also when you do take these off, you're going to need to top off your oil with about a quarter of a quart. And as you can see, here is the old design right here, big baffle, and this is the new updated design right here, smaller. So there you go. Another word of advice, when you're putting this back on, make sure this gasket does not fall off. You're probably going to need to start at least these 2 bolts by hand right here, and then the other 2 you could just zip on. But that is a fix on how to get your vacuum pump out and change it. Like I said, if you got a hard pedal or it feels like your ABS is kicking, it is vacuum assisted, so more than likely it's the root cause is going to be your vacuum pump. Also, please don't forget to put all your bolts back in, especially at the bottom on that intermediate drive shaft, and the 13mm bolt to the wiring harness, the grounds right above that vacuum pump. And to put these belts on, just use zip ties, turn the motor in a clockwise direction till it feeds the belt all the way on, cut those zip ties off, and then you're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Until next time, have a great day.